Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Europa Universalis 4, Great Britain. Alright, now where we last left off, we were getting ourselves stacked up and ready for the invasion of India 2.0. Before I do that though, I had the pleasure of joining Orko in a multiplayer game last night, where he was doing his damnedest to explain trade to me. And I think I got a handle on it. It may shock a lot of you. It certainly shocks me. So what we want to do is take a look at the trade nodes going along here and try and figure out what an effective way is to sort through all of our trade issues. So for example, having a merchant here, pushing trade, well, probably not a bad idea. But what we want to do is make sure places like this, right, don't wind up sending all of their trade up and out into basically Tunis. So if you take a look here at our Ivory Coast, we can see that most of the trade power in the province is getting pulled out. Very little of it stays. And that could conceivably be a good thing if it wasn't going up into places that we don't control. Namely, this actually goes into Timbuktu and then up into Tunis, or the Mauritian coast here. So, this means despite us having a hell of a lot of trade power in this node, comparatively, most of the money's just going away. So what I want to do is actually, there was two things I wanted to check. The other one is in here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So strangely, Orko and I were discussing this just last night. In this situation, so we'll go to the political map view, and you can see Portugal pretty much owns all of the Cape of Good Hope. So in this case, it would make more sense for Portugal to actually plop down a merchant and collect trade here instead of continue to push it. The fact that they're pushing it is weird. So we can see that 6.13 ducats are getting shifted on up and out. Now, what I want to do is actually take one of my merchants. I have 4 of them, kicking around probably in useless places, and I want to send them over to the Ivory Coast and actually start collecting trade there. Because we're not really going to be able to push trade out of this area into other areas that we control, and the only place we're really collecting trade is in England. So if we plop down in the Ivory Coast a freaking merchant to collect trade, this should stop happening. So we can see right here, whoops, Bornu is shifting power out. Shifting 11.12 ducats out. So that ain't good. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take Oliver Gloucestershire here in the Caribbean node, which we don't really need to worry about because Cuba and and the 5 colonies, they've got trade power in the region. And in fact, Cuba's got a stranglehold of trade power on the region. We don't need to waste a merchant here. So, what I'm going to do, open this up and collect. So we're just going to send Oliver Gloucestershire on over to the Ivory Coast. He will arrive there in 121 days. It's going to take a while to see this, but once he's there, any trade power that we build up here, it doesn't actually increase the trade power, but it increases our share of the trade power pie. And since we're collecting, we're going to want to keep that trade pie going. I think I've explained it. And at some point off camera, I'm going to go back and organize my fleets a bit better. But another thing, so these light ships, they have trade power. So we can see each frigate here is worth a trade power of 5, which means, quite frankly, we probably don't need 30 ships here. right? So we can see we're, it's trade power from light ships, 150. We definitely got the most, but I mean, we could probably, take 10 ships at least out of that and still be collecting quite a lot of money, right? So, in fact, I think we could do 10. So if we look at it, if each ship is worth 5, well, Spain, right? Because I guess they've got a merchant in there. Okay, so I'm definitely not an expert in this, but, I know I kind of know what's going on. I know better what's going on than I did before. So we're gonna play around with that. That was, the one thing that I wanted to get done before I went to war. We'll mess around with the trade once we've got some chunks of India, and because we're gonna have to figure out how to work the trade here too, right? Like if we just go back to the trade view, these are fairly rich trade ports, or trade zones, and we're going to need to figure out what to do. What's probably going to happen if I take enough of India is we'll just collect there too. That's kind of my hopeful plan. We'll see if it becomes my real plan. Anyway, the Indian squadron with all its war galleons and merchantmen are set and ready. They're all sitting at 100%. Our armies are sitting at 100%. They're ready to go. We're going to move the Indian squadron on up to Fish Island. The Port Army of India has been stuck there for ages. Ooh, good. I don't really remember doing that, but hey, we'll go with it. I'm okay with that. Anyway, let's get back to the action. So yeah, the Port Army of India has been sitting here on Fish Island for far too long. I mean, they've basically been stationed here waiting. Well, the other armies in Golden Mountain and Elephant Hills have been having a gay old time. These guys have been stuck on a worthless rock. So let's get them on some boats. Come on. And let's get these guys back into position, making sure, of course, to take the quick route to India. We'll keep them. The loss of prestige, maybe not. Maybe we'll send a new diplomatic candidate. And that would actually teach Newfoundland a lesson. Don't freaking go to war with French Canada, you idiots. Right. I have this guy to move. Because you'll just wind up dead. Or, split in half. Damn French Canadians have split Newfoundland in twain. Alright, let's do something like that. And then we'll discover a nice chunk of the New World. Wonderful. Okay. Is our fleet? Our fleet is there. Alright. And they are definitely taking attrition, which is not good. We can't really avoid this. This is going to be a thing we're going to need to keep an eye on. Declare war for Ceylon. Here we go again. Round 2. Ding ding! Oh, well, their fleet's there. Can we unload while you're fighting? I hope so. Yeah, that was easy. Actually, let me just go take a look at my finances. We are fully spending on everything. We can raise some more taxes. That'll help get us through. All right. And boom, you're on the island. We're off to pick up another set of people. So let's head on down to the Golden Mountains, or Golden Mountain, just one. And we'll get the Army of Africa ready to go. Again, I'm not pleased with that army name, but it is what it is. Oh, okay, good. I just saw battle. I didn't bother to look at the location. Oh my god, could you go any slower, boats? Our country is at war, but our leadership is not ready. They should have seen it coming. Today, a foreign military expert arrived in our court. His reputation precedes him, and he has a reasonable grasp of our language, but his prices are steep. We could ask him to train some officers. We could put him in command of one of our armies, or we don't need foreign aid. Our legitimacy is fine. We don't need to worry about that. We're rolling in bank, so we can go ahead and tell him to train our officers, and then sneakily here, take our David Frobisher, who's not going to be good, and replace him with Adolphus Bougillon there. And so we can take David Frobisher and just be like, you know, you suck. Thank you for your time. And then we can take Lawrence Byron, who is also not that great. And we can hire a new guy, Maximilian Proctor, who is actually at least a 1 in everything. So he should be good. So we'll kick Lawrence Byron out. Sorry, sir. Hope you take that well. All right. So those ships could definitely use some repairs, but I am definitely wanting to get more units in India. So we are going to load up the good general. And again, send him... Right. I don't know why you do that. I don't know why you go all the way up and around. I wish I knew. It would be a handy thing to know. Ah. Well, I didn't get to see how many ships were there. If you can pause the video and take note, feel free to do so. By the time you notice, I'll already know. I hope, anyway. Let's go. Let's just take a look at the situation in British Columbia, and I think we're going to want to keep a diplomatic candidate going. This better be British Columbian. Well, it's definitely British, so that's good. Oh, it's me! You'd think I would remember doing that. And I think British Columbia is pretty low. Yeah, there's no risk of them rising up, so we can just go with another new diplomatic candidate. And there we have it. We got a new guy running British Columbia. That's great. Ah, there we go. So what have we got here? 8, 9, and 8. Our 46 and 20 fleet shouldn't have any problem with that at all. So we will get Adolphus here. Yeah, you got nowhere to go, do you? No, because you're like, oh, snap. The Navy. Pirate sighted. Can I... Without knowing where that is, that doesn't really help me. Oh no, pirates, dearie me. Oh, so we've got the outline of Japan set, but we don't know most of the geographic makeup of the island. We'll head that guy back. Oh, there it is. Hello. What are you? One light ship? I could care less. All right, Battle of Ceylon's done. I wasn't really aware that we were fighting there. I mean, I knew that we had a siege going on, but I didn't realize that there was an army there that would be getting all up on my grill. Yeah, that's just going through there. Okay, so I am going to adjust your path so we can see that, and then you can go back that way. There we go. Just a little colonial micromanagement. Of course, the governments of the time certainly did not have the ability. Where'd my fleet go? Oh, is it taken? Why? Why do you do that? Ugh. If someone could explain the naval AI and tell me why ships worthy of the sea, galleons and war galleons, and why did I don't care about imperial reforms. I mean, congratulations, Bohemia, you're an ally and all that, and I feel happy for you in your win, but all right, we got to get these guys over. No, son of a bitch. There. Right, because that isn't a threat. Gold rush. Gold! Our miners have hit a massive deposit of gold. Massive amounts of money are flowing into the treasury. Huzzah! Well, we don't, you know, not really spending that money at the moment. I feel kind of bad about that. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now you're rethinking things, aren't you? You're like, oh, hold on a second. Maybe, actually, maybe what I'll do is put him there. Yeah. Or maybe not, no. Not if they're going to be landing. I see the game you're playing. Okay, okay, that's fine. That's fine. You want to fight that way. Now, the only thing I've got to really be concerned about would be attrition. There we go. And you definitely need repairs. I need Ceylon to fall. Although I don't know if I can repair ships in captured ports, or if it has to be don't even. Oh, let's see. You definitely, you're itching for a fight, aren't you? Okay. Okay, we'll give it to you. That's what I thought. You wanna go? You wanna go? Come on. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. That was a quick fight. I'm just gonna turn this down to speed 3. I mean, that was an incredibly quick fight, and it looks like they lost 20,000 men right off the bat. So, no complaints there. Militarily, here's the plan. Once Ceylon falls, or Ceylon, or however I choose to pronounce it at the time that I'm saying the name of this geographic location here. Once this island falls, I want to sort of push these guys ahead as my fighting armies and have this guy, Thomas Howe, with, quite frankly, the crappy general, sort of spread out and do the sieges. So let's go back and take a look at our fleet. We should be nicely fully repaired. I think we are, because I don't have a hammer there. So let's go and sail on into Ceylon. One of these days, man, one of these days, I'm just going to lose it. And, like, I mean, how is that looking? Yeah, that's looking all right. That's looking all right. But really, what I'm thinking, if I can get set up in Kongu and Karanatic with these two armies, I think that would give me good coverage while I lay siege to the tip here. Just the tip. And... almost poured water down my face. That would have been bad. Yeah, Concho, I realize this. You're gonna have to talk to the colonial government and see if you can get some kind of protection. Because right now, the Royal Army and the Royal Navy, we're a little bit busy with India. Alright, so now that we're there, we can take that transport, move them there. We'll select that army. And... yeah, I get it. I get it. Come on. There we go. We can move them up. Oh, well, that fell right away, so that doesn't really matter. We can move him actually up there. Move you there, and we'll move you up too. Because, I mean, it was taking a bit longer for this siege to go through anyway. We can detach a siege and then move the big army. And then detach another siege, and then move another army. One? I don't know. Like, you could have maybe... oh, I guess both of our cannons got left here? Seems a bit overkillish, but okay, I'm not gonna argue that. All right, and then we can start a siege here as well. And now, I guess we could move this guy, although not knowing too much of the geography. In fact, let's take a look here. So there really aren't that many... Well, no, I mean, this whole area is... No, it's flat. It's pretty flat. Up there's jungle. We're going to want to probably avoid that. At least in an offensive capability, that's for sure. But I guess, yeah, we'll just push up into Malabar and Mysore here. And then we'll take Thomas Howe. I would like... Oh. Maybe try hitting that big button that says select. I don't know. I don't know about that. Doesn't make me feel comfortable. And the rest should be pretty much cavalry, so I don't know how much sieging they're going to be able to pull off. But we'll leave them in Kongu here. And then just sort of keep our eyes on the horizon. And if I see any stack of Indian armies coming down, I'll know to quickly shift my forces. Wonderful. Kayeta. I don't know where you are, but you're giving me fish. So that's a thing. So yeah, we're just gonna keep these guys ready to fight. We're gonna move this army around, the actual army of India, to actually deal with stuff. And because we have these waters captured, it looks like we're not taking any attrition. I'm A-okay with that. I'm happy leaving the Indian squadron to block off this section. Really, that's fine. And of course, this wouldn't be a true colonial war if I wasn't considering... Ooh, islands. I guess the actual islands themselves are unknown. And the Marshall Islands. Okay, well... We'll look to getting some stuff done over in the Spice Islands. But yeah, as I was saying, this wouldn't be a true colonial war if we didn't take more territory than what we demanded. About damn time. So you should be a part of British Mexico, and you is. Hells yeah. So British Mexico becoming my most successful colony, I would imagine. Let's take a look at this. If we go to sort by income, British Mexico certainly is the richest, with Cuba right behind. So, joke's on you, Spain, for going for Florida New Spain. I realize I don't know what your income levels are, but screw you, hippies, because we're rolling in gold from these two places. So, thank you for being stupid, I guess. Oh, I guess that was the place that's producing fish. Good to know. And it looks like, yeah, it looks like British Mexico here is going for, oh, what is this, the Baja Peninsula? I believe it's the Baja Peninsula, so well done. Is there any way we can help out Newfoundland? Now, with their idiotness of going to war with a freaking colony that had 10 times their military strength, they're now sliced in twain, so I suppose, although it certainly looks like they're going for good old Detroit. Oh, look at that. We got some cotton up in here. Didn't realize that that could happen. Oh, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. No! So the only way to connect these is to go all the way through here? Sometimes, game. Sometimes. Fine. You win. I'm not happy about it, but you win. I'm just not sure which one to take. Spoiled for choice. In fact, do we take Michigan? Do we take Michigan? I think we do. Because it's got bank. Compared to everybody else. Everybody else ain't making money like Michigan is, so let's do that. And let's send you there, Guy Button. And in fact, we'll send you down and do some exploring and just do... You're kidding me. Okay, well, that's a loop, I guess. I'm sure I'll see the geography at some point and be like, oh, Oh, that makes sense. And then, yeah, that should be good there. Let's head on back to India and keep up with the war. The war that's going very successfully, I might add. Yay, they gained Concho as a core. Which was my plan all along. I mean, these guys up here, they're just waiting. They're just waiting for an army to come. But one's not coming. Alright, well, we got Mysore, so that's a step in the right direction. As tempting as it is to go for Rayalaseema, I don't like the idea of having these two armies split, so instead we'll go for their capital. Which should, really, that should draw the attention of any sort of defensive armies they've got kicking around. People should be like, oh, hey, you're coming for a capital? You see, I still don't understand why I can't just go to here and then up back that way. I guess I can. That's good to know. What have we got? 9,000 men? That certainly is enough to do some damage to that. Especially with the leader. So we're going to take our mostly cavalry army and reinforce. And that should make them rethink. 1st of February, 31st January. You should be rethinking your maneuver there, bucko. And you is. Okay, so. Yeah, so now you're going to go for Mysore. And I say, go ahead and take it. You guys are out of there on the 19th, and we don't get there until the 19th. Can you get there sooner than the 19th? You can also get there on the 19th. Then we will send you that way, and perhaps make them rethink their maneuver. When do you get there? The 21st? You get in on the 19th? I don't care. In fact, what I can do is take this guy and march him north, which is kind of the plan. And we can return... I guess we could return to the Kongu, but yeah, you're gonna get surprised. Nope. And we quite easily took care of them. So you can just head back there. We've succeeded in the siege of that. That's good. So we'll move up to the Kongu. Yay, a successful bureaucracy. And are you just going to stay? You're just going to stay. Okay. So we'll take our cavalry army and encourage you to move along. Granted, I don't have a leader, but it's, you know, 1,000 men against 4,000 men. The math on that, especially with the tech differences, will always turn in the favor of more men. Alright, we've got that taken care of, so we can maybe head up to that one. Oh, hello, army. Maybe I will just take you and encourage you to move. Another siege is successfully completed, so while you're heading up there, we'll send you... Actually, if we send you there, and we send you there, we can figure out where to put you next. Alright. So judging by the state of the military, I'm going to suggest that they're trying to build up a force up in the north here. Which, I don't know. I guess I don't really need to pursue them. Oh no, we're going to have a sieging force there, so we'll head up there. Oh, hello! You will arrive in Tonadata, whatever, in the 23rd of May. We'll see if we can convince you to go someplace else. 20th of May. Come on. And you're out of there on the 26th. Good. So we're going to wind up facing off here. We can see they've got muskets and cannons, but they don't have British discipline. That's what I'm claiming is winning us the war. Alright, so they're running up north to obviously reform and refit and try and throw themselves at my giant doom stacks marching up the subcontinent of India. But they're not going to get far. It's just not going to happen. And in fact, I've probably got enough war score now to get the island that we came here for. But let's take a moment to figure out what other chunks of land we want. And in fact, to be honest, they all look good, except for Kongu. Kongu doesn't look good. We might not have a choice, because obviously we're going to want nice borders, because you do. In a game like this, if you don't have pretty borders, you're not playing it right. I guess also if you leave an army that's supposed to be sieging just sitting around, you're not playing it right either. Just want to be careful with these guys. I don't want to lose too many men. The first time you brush it off, but when it happens a second and third time, you do begin to wonder, why are people laughing at you when they think that you can't hear them? After you've asked around for more than a bit, you finally manage to get an answer out of a chambermaid. It appears that your heir has been running about town in a most unchristian fashion, and that your family is now becoming the laughingstock of Europe. So? Or no, I meant scold him publicly. Maximilian. 53-year-old aristocrat running around non-Christian like. You think that's going to work out for you, do you? Go ahead. Just go ahead. Oh, you're going there now, are you? I don't know where that accent came from. It appeared out of nowhere. Same spot, huh? You really want in there, don't you? So you're going to get there on the 10th of October. Can I retreat out of there before then? I can. Okay. That is good news. So we'll form those guys up together. And they are still headed for that location, which is good. The concern is, of course, that I can't really combine these two armies to effectively defend there. Because now you're going for that spot, aren't you? Yeah. So we'll just play around with the AI for a bit. Force them to come around into Bidar, and they're probably going to come around that way. So we'll just keep our eyes on that. Kongu is finished, so we can send you up there. Yeah, that's definitely what you're doing, isn't it? You're trying for a flank. Here's what I think of that. Death. And then you are heading into Rashkur Doab, and you will get there on the 25th of November. Which means, theoretically, because where are you going now? You're heading straight in there on the 2nd of December. I probably can't get there in time. Can I get you guys out? 4th, and that's still the 2nd. I cannot. So, you will get there on the 6th. I would imagine that should be enough time. Yeah, that would be enough time. Okay. So we're just going to play this game with the Indians for a bit here. Just teasing. And what I would like to do is get this guy back into a position to actually be useful. Okay, so now you're coming around this way, up into Telangana, because you're moving down? How long will it take you to get there? 19th of December, 26th. So we can get there before they do. Come on, where are you guys going to go? What's the plan, India? Yeah, you're just going to keep pushing this direction? Yeah, didn't think so. So now you're going into there. Crossing would... Yeah, that would be nothing but river crossing. That's not good. 2nd of January. When do you guys get in there? On the 2nd of January. And when do you guys get in there? On the 29th of December. That should be pretty good. Yeah, so good, in fact, that you don't want to do it. So let's see. How else can I get to you without crossing a river? And that's the only way. So I'm going to need to send this army all the way around or all the way down. And I think all the way down would be better. Yeah, you're not going to go there. Trust me, you're not going to go there. Oh! Oh no, that's just... Oh. Do you somehow feel like that's going to be enough military men to actually successfully fight that? Didn't think so. You want to come to Kanara, do you? I'm not going to let you. And where the hell are you going? Up there. Okay. Well, we can swap places then. Yeah, sure. There you go. Confused yet? Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Alright, now... See, if I was confident that these guys could hold out against that army, I would wait until they get committed. Whoa, 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 whoa. That is not what I told you to do. But I guess once you leave... Yeah, in fact, that's what we'll do. We'll do this. Whoops. Okay, that was a poor tactical decision, but I can compensate for that. You get going that way too. And we'll see if these guys can actually hold out. Come on, reinforcements. Get there, get there, get there, get there, get there, get there. Okay, we got a little bit. We got a ton. We saved that. That was some poor planning on my part. And I do apologize to the friends and family of any and all servicemen who were involved in this fighting. But know that I did not mean to screw up so profoundly that countless English lives were lost for no reason. However, because countless English lives were lost for no reason, we were successful in defeating that big stack of Indian military. And we also, let's just split these guys up sort of evenly as I can. Yeah, we were successful in sending that army into a retreat, which is always something that is important to do when you're fighting a war. And we'll let these guys go. Freshly raised, you know, we'll kill you later. You can just walk through conquered British territory for now. So, when it comes to divvying up the continent, oh dear, that is what I was afraid of. Right, well, this is why we've got navies. Definitely a chunk of southern India is going to be a necessity. Yeah, you're going to take forever. There we go. And you guys can just sail on into the harbor. So I'm thinking Vinod is for sure. Cochin is for sure. Madurai here is definitely for sure. And then it gets a little questionable, right? So that'll be I think three spices and a fabric, which are pretty good. I would take that any day of the week. Yeah, we're nice and strong over on that side, so we'll drop this other army over here into Tondana now and do some work there. Or perhaps, because they're heading in that direction, well, yeah, we'll drop them there. All right. More land. And in fact, we don't need those three guys here, or those two armies there. We can split that up. And leave the smaller army in the middle. Sure, it's their capital, but it's surrounded by British territory. So that should be fine. See if we can convince them to stop. Yes, we can. Just long enough to get that army unloaded. Nope. Helps if we unpause. Yay, Coco! Okay, so they've given up. They grew tired of the games we were playing with them. And now they're gonna probably make a run for that. So let's take our big army, which I suppose would be that, move them up there, and then we will take that army and send them. No, we will not. What I will need to do is combine those and then just split them again. So combine, and then detach a siege. Move that down because we got a siege there. So that's good. They both have cannons. That'll help speed things up there. And yeah, if they're heading to Desh, my bet would be they're going to come down that way. So let's see if we can't cause a little more maneuvering to happen here. And we can move them west. Yeah, now you're stuck. Again, helps if I unpause. All right, so yeah, they're running up north. We have found common ground with one of our neighbors in the fact that we share the same faith. Our relations have improved, and this can only be good for the future. Yay! British Columbia, one of our few Protestant colonies. In fact, let's just move you over to Dash. And then you can wave hello to the Spanish. What do we got? Our first peace offer. We'll cede Ceylon, Cochin, Venad, Maduri, and Malabar. So let's take a look at what they're offering. They're obviously offering the territory that we want, as well as Cochin, which is great, Venad, which is great, Maduri, which is great, and Malabar, which is great. I'm okay getting all of those. That is sounding pretty awesome. They will also pay us 138 ducats, which, let's face facts, that's a drop in the bucket. We are going to gain 10 prestige and quite a lot of aggressive expansion, which, considering this is on the 1.5 patch or the 1.05 or whatever patch is the latest one, could cause problems for me in the future. But I'm going to accept that peace. Excellent. All right. So now let's get our new colonial possessions sorted. First off, we're going to want the Army of India to meet up in Madurai there. In fact, we will put you there. We are going to want our other two armies. So our Army of Ireland and our Army of Africa to head over there. And we are definitely going to want to blow some of our administrative power on getting these things cored because they are now British and that is the way it should be. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. By the way, don't take that off-the-cuff remark that India, in my head, should belong to Britain. It shouldn't. It should belong to the Indians. But from a perspective of, hey, it's me doing this thing right now, and I'm Britain, yeah, just the tip is not going to be satisfying enough. We're going to want the whole damn thing. Yeah, innuendo jokes. That's the classy kind of entertainment that you get here. Alright guys, well with the successful integration, I guess, the successful conquest of these Indian nations, we can see most of the trade is they're attempting to push it out, but I think I'm going to use a merchant and start collecting here. Because if we take a look at the trade nodes, there's going to be a lot of trade coming in from the Spice Islands, and there was going to be trade flowing out that I cannot control. And in fact, we could send it all the way down and around, up into the Ivory Coast, or back up into London. But I think if I get a big enough base started in Ceylon here, or in India, we might just be able to pull this off. Now, if I also take a look at my mission, we should, at least one province in the Indian coast is owned by Great Britain. We should be getting 10 prestige here shortly. There we go. So we've gained a presence in India and we've got 10 prestige for our efforts. So now we can go with achieve religious unity. We could establish Great Britain in the Spice Islands or get into China. That will be a decision for the next video. What won't be a decision for the next video, however, is this. Our interest in East India Company is based chiefly on hopes and ambitions aroused by the enormous revenues produced by the internal venture, or the initial ventures, of other companies. At the same time, there is also a desire upon the part of George I to play a dominant role in contemporary world trade, a desire that isn't necessarily wholeheartedly endorsed by our country's local merchants. But screw it, because forming an the East India Trade Company will gain us 200 ducats and another merchant and more global power, so we will do that. Hey, what a great thing. We will go to here and we will say, hello, Mr. Trade Guy. Let's collect. Alexander, Northumberland. Hop on a boat. You're headed to India. You are going to be collecting trade there, my friend. Alright, this video has certainly gone on long enough, but we've at least achieved something this time around. This wasn't just me counting up how many ships I'm building or how many troops I'm training. We've got land. We've got expensive, precious land full of spices and fabric, cloth even. So that's exciting. Created 2 years before its Dutch equivalent, the English East India Company had a difficult start. Its first trade posts in the Moluccas, Ambonia, and Indonesia were soon overwhelmed and closed by the Dutch, and activity concentrated to India, Madras, Bombay, and Calcutta. It is there that she would know its greatest success, from a small trading venture of harbor factories to the large Indian empire built by Warren Hastings and Robert Clive from 1757 onwards. That would control most of the Indian subcontinent. The company would outlast all of its competition and would only be taken over by the British government in 1867, in the wake of the Great Sepoy Revolt of 1857. We're going to exploit this for another 100 ducats. Damn! That is what I call a successful round. So, thumbs up if you have enjoyed this video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.